Hey everybody, KC here. So I've just learned about the passing about 2 weeks ago of Jack Allen, the Professor Emeritus of Food Marketing at Michigan State University. And I gotta tell you, this one hits a little hard. I knew Jack had been having some health issues. Over the years, he and his wife Linda had moved from Michigan down to Florida. And I tried to see him whenever I was in the neighborhood, but it had been a few years. And to be honest, we hadn't communicated much lately, and I really feel awful about that. So let me just say this. In my experience of more than 40 years of covering this industry, Jack Allen was one of the kindest, gentlest, and yet most passionate people about this industry that I've ever met. This was somebody who lived and breathed the food business. He led the food industry management program at Michigan State. And during his time there, he was fervent about educating his students, about making sure they were equipped to go out into the industry, about bringing executives and even occasionally people like me onto campus to talk to the students, and making sure that innovation was front and center of everything that they tried to do. Let me read one thing from his university bio. Professor Allen became a member of the Michigan State University USAID project, Partnerships for Food Industry Development, where he participated in projects in Guatemala, Ghana, India, Nicaragua, and South Africa. The goal of these projects was to link small-scale produce farms to the global marketplace in sustainable business relationships that would raise agricultural incomes in these countries and provide food retailer export customers with distinctive, high-quality products. Boy, I can totally remember Jack's total passion and commitment to what USAID could bring to the world and in its own way benefit the United States. But this isn't the time to talk about what has happened to that amazingly influential program. You know, like I said before, I was lucky enough to be one of the people that Jack brought to campus every once in a while, and just so I could talk to the students, and that was always fun. But I got to tell you, the reason I wanted to go is I wanted to hang out with Jack, because Jack was a great hang. He was smarter about the business than almost anybody else I knew, but he was also great fun. He was an avid runner. He just loved to run. I can remember we'd go to these CIES events around the world, and Jack would just go for a run, and I'd go with him sometimes, and I'd try to keep up with him, but I couldn't. And he probably was, I don't know, 15 or 20 years older than I was. But he was always ahead of me. He was always patient with me, which is sort of reflective of our general relationship. He was just a wonderful guy. What else can I tell you? He was a former Marine. He got his doctorate from Cornell. For a time, he was director of retailer relations for the American Meat Institute. And he was the first recipient of a Meat Industry Lifetime Achievement Award presented in conjunction with the Food Marketing Institute, the American Meat Institute, the National Grocers Association. Listen, I can't tell you everything you should know about Jack Allen in just a few minutes, but I'll tell you this. He was a great man. My sympathies go out to Linda Allen and to his family. It was my pleasure and my privilege to know Jack and to be one of his students, if not in the classroom, but in the world. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.